السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome again to the live streaming during Ramadan about the last Juz of Qur'an, Juz Amma. Alhamdulillah, we have completed Surah An-Naba, and we're going to complete Surah An-Nazi'at today, insha'Allah Azza wa Jal. He said that Surah An-Nazi'at has three themes. We covered the first two ones, and then today, inshallah, we're going to cover the last one. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى وبرزت الجحيم لمن يرى فأما من طغى وآثر الحياة الدنيا فإن الجحيم هي المأوى وأما من خاف مقام ربه ونهى النفس عن الهوى فإن الجنة هي المأوى يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها فيم أنت من ذكراها إلى ربك منتهاها إنما أنت منذر من يخشاها كأنهم يوم يرونها لم يلبثوا إلا عشية أو ضحاها. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So this is the end of Surah An-Nazi'at. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about the claims of the disbelievers and the polytheists, and that they were arguing about and mocking the concept of resurrection, He subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the story of Musa alayhi salam, as we said yesterday. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts to mention the two categories that will exist on the day of judgment. The same as He subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah An-Naba, إن جهنم كانت مرصادا. Jahannam is waiting for the wicked people, and inna lil muttaqina mafaza, and the muttaqin, the righteous people, will have success. Here he subhanahu wa ta'ala here mentioned two types of people. But what time exactly will that take place? He says, فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ الطَّامَّةُ الْكُبْرَى, when there comes the greatest overwhelming calamity, which is Yawm al-Qiyamah. And as we said, the habit of the Qur'an is that it doesn't simply mention the name. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't say فَإِذَا جَاءَ يَوْمُ الْقِيَامَةِ, okay, or فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ السَّاعَةِ. No, he subhanahu wa ta'ala gives more descriptions. Why? Because this is exactly will be the day when the issues and the affairs of that day will occupy the mind of every single person. Overwhelming. No one will be able to think in anything other than accountability. It's calamity. فإذا جاءت الطامة الكبرى. At that day, يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى. Man, every single man and woman will remember that for which he strove. Why did you do so and so action? Did you intend to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you were doing it or not? Did you do it whether it's something good or something bad for pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? If it was something good, did you intend that it is for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, or just you intended something just of that world, just for this dunya? يوم يتذكر الإنسان ما سعى. Everyone will remember exactly what he did at the time of his life. وبرزت الجحيم لمن يرى. More descriptions. Also on that day, the hellfire will be exposed for all those who see. It means for everyone, it will be very clear. No one will be confused about the fact that, yes, this is the hellfire. Everyone will see it clearly. As for the first type of people, فَأَمَّا مَنْ طَغَى. As for he who transgressed. Transgressed means transgressed and passed the limits that have been set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَآثَرَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا. Preferred the life of the world. As we said, he was intending just that dunya. He didn't intend at all the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as in Surah Al-Isra. إن كان يريد العاجلة عجلنا له فيها ما نشاء لمن نريد. If someone does something or desires the dunya, only the world, with his actions, even if there were good actions, good deeds, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him whatever he wants. عجلنا له فيها. If you want word, take word. If you want money, take money. If you want high status, take the high status. But ثم جعلنا له جهنم. Then hellfire will be his at the last day. Why? Because he preferred the dunya. He didn't work for al-akhirah at all. فإن الجحيم هي المأوى. His abode, his last refuge is al-jahim, hellfire. As for the successful people, وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ. As for he who feared the position of his Lord, he was knowing exactly and without any confusion, without any doubt, that he will be resurrected and he will stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be asked and to be taken into accountability for every single thing he said or did. So he was preparing himself for that status and for that station. وأما من خاف مقام ربه ونهى النفس عن الهوى. He was controlling himself. He prevented his soul from unlawful inclinations. Every time his shaitan or his self start to talk to him, okay, let's do this, let's do that. No, he prevents them. فإن الجنة هي المأوى. الجنة, heavens, paradise, will be his refuge. And subhanallah, you can contemplate on the word al-ma'wa. Al-ma'wa is something, a place, you know, you are afraid, you are so worried, you need to be safe, so you take a refuge in something or in someone. So this is exactly Al-Jannah will be that place of refuge. يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها. Then again back to the first theme. They still asking you about as-sa'a, about the hour. Not just asking for the mere questioning. No, it's a question for mockery. They mock of as-sa'a, the hour. أيان مرساها. When is its arrival? If it's real, okay, bring it. فيما أنت من ذكراها. In what position are you that you should mention it? No one knows the exact time of the hour except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We just mention it. We just tell people about it. We just warn people of it. But its exact time of arrival, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows it. إِلَىٰ رَبِّكَ مُنْتَهَاهَا. It's only in the hands of Allah. To your Lord is its finality. إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُنذِرٌ, or مُنذِرُ مَنْ يَخْشَاهَا. You are only a warner for those who fear it. Yes, He subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned here that al-indhar, or the warning, the one who takes benefit and the warning is be useful to him, is the one who has khashiyah, who has taqwa, has fear in his heart. كأنهم يوم يرونها لم يلبثوا إلا عشية أو ضحاها. Don't think that it's far. No. Once you see it, once it's start to take place, people will think, oh, what's that? We just lived for a few hours. عشية أو ضحاها. On the day they see it, as though they hadn't remained in this life, in this world, except for an afternoon or a morning thereof. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala concludes the surah by mentioning that no, it is real, it is coming definitely, just get prepared for it, and don't think that it's far, it's very close from everyone. About tajweed. Yesterday we mentioned the idgham kamil and idgham naqis, and we mentioned the difference between these two types of idgham. And we said that al-idgham al-kamil is recognized in the Qur'an, in the Mus'haf, by the existence of shadda, and the idgham naqis has no shadda on top of it. Let's talk today about al-iqlab. Al-iqlab is one of the rules of noon sakin and tanween. What is iqlab? Let me put this screen. Yes. Al-iqlab is changing, to change something to something else. And technically it's a changing noon sakin or tanween into a hidden meme with gunna. If the noon sakin or tanween is followed by the letter ba, it's only one letter. And this can take place in one or two words. So we read the noon sakin or tanween as a meme or as a hidden meme with making gunna for 2 counts. So here we have noon sakin or tanween plus ba. So the tanween or the noon will be changed into a hidden meme with making gunna. And here it said a very small gap between the lips. This is actually the most controversial issue of tajweed. Okay, Shaykh, whether we will leave a gap between the lips while we're making iqlab or we're making ikhfa al-haqiqi or not. Here it is said, it happens by not allowing the 2 lips to be compressed together, met but not compressed. So simply, we make it natural, okay? So we don't close the 2 lips tightly and we don't make obvious gap, okay? Why? Because if we tight the 2 lips, it will be changed to meme shadda. Yeah? But if I say mim, mimba, just the 2 lips meet together. I don't leave a gap, big gap. No, there is no reason for that and no evidence for that. So, min ba'di لنسفعا بالناصية فأنبتنا يومئذ بجهنم. And the scholars who were interested in making tajweed rules obvious in the Qur'an, they agreed to put a meme on top of the noon to indicate that this is a place of iqlab. For the tanween, they agreed to change the second fatha or the second kasra or the second dhamma into a meme like this. لنسفعا بالناصية. Okay. Yes. So this simply is the iqlab, and this simply the issue of whether to leave a gap or not to make a gap in between the lips. Just simply make it natural. Don't exaggerate in it. Don't exaggerate in tightening the lips. Don't exaggerate in making a gap. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala benefit us all and make us from the people of Qur'an. Ameen. Again, let me remind you at the end of this session that you can send us recording of the daily ayahs that we read on the attached email. Once you send this, we will filter it and then broadcast it, inshallah, and we will try to correct it, inshallah azza wa jal. You can also visit madinaharabic.com to have access to free Arabic language course or tajweed course or basic Arabic for the beginners. If you want to take one-to-one lesson, simply visit madinaharabic.net. جزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله wa barakatuh.